Non-finite verbs. You have learned that there are two kinds of verbs, finite verbs and non-finite verbs. Let us now understand the basic difference between a finite verb and a non-finite verb. Finite verb changes according to the number and person of the subject, as well as according to the tense of the sentence, whereas non-finite verb does not change according to the number and person of the subject or the tense of the sentence. There are three types of non-finite verbs. Infinitive. Let us look at the form of the infinitive. The infinitive is the base form of a verb preceded by to. For example, Gurpreet likes to exercise. After certain verbs such as feel, hear, help, let, make, see, and watch, the infinitive is used without to. Such a construction is called a bare infinitive. For example, her parents saw her perform last night. After modal auxiliaries such as shall, will, should, would, may, could, must, need, and dare, the infinitive is used without to. For example, you must complete your work. After some prepositions such as except, but, save, and than, the infinitive is used without to. For example, the baby did nothing but laugh. Let us look at the function of the infinitive. The infinitive can act as the subject to a verb, the direct object to a transitive verb, the complement to a verb, and the object of a preposition. For example, to help was a joy. The family loves to cook. The aliens appear to understand us. It is about to snow. Gerund. The gerund is the ing form of a verb that functions as a noun. For example, reading is a good hobby. Let us look at the function of the gerund. A gerund always functions as a noun in a sentence. As such, it can be the subject to a verb, the direct object to a verb, a complement to a verb, or the object of a preposition. For example, writing teaches discipline. Suhaina loves writing. Her passion is writing. She dreams of writing. Participles. A participle is a word formed from a verb which can be used as an adjective. There are three types of participles: present participle ending in ing, the past participle usually ending in ed, d, t, en, on, and the perfect participle, present participle. Let us look at the form of the present participle. The present participle is the ing form of the verb which is used in the formation of all continuous and perfect continuous tenses. It can also be used as an adjective. For example, the children were riding a bicycle. Let us look at the function of the present participle. The present participle is used to form the continuous tense forms. For example, Aditya Deep is working on his laptop. The present participle can be used as an adjective. For example, the scorching heat is unbearable. The present participle can be used as the subject or object complement of a verb. For example, that show was terrifying. The present participle is used in participial phrases to show a succession of events. For example, washing their hands, the siblings sat down to eat. The participial phrases are used to show cause and effect. For example, being a doctor, Arav knows the importance of oral hygiene. The participial phrases are used in place of relative clauses. For example, who's the person you're partnering with for the project? Past participle. Let us look at the function of the past participle. It is primarily used as an adjective to a noun attributively. For example, the injured dog was taken to the animal shelter. It can be used as the subject or the object complement of a verb. For example, the teacher looks encouraged. Note, there would be a complete change in meaning if the past participle here was substituted with the present participle. The teacher looks encouraging. The difference lies in the difference between the adjectives encouraging and encouraged. It is very useful when talking about the first of the two events which are described in a sentence in passive voice. For example, disappointed with his son's results, the father shouted at him. Having been plus the past participle is used in the sentences for the action which had been completed before the next action started. Please note that such expressions are in the passive voice. For example, having been injured twice, Ridhima decided to not take part in the final race. Perfect participle. The perfect participle is a combination of the present participle, having, and the past participle. For example, having scanned the question paper, Beena answered the questions.